Hey everybody, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to our Max Chats, where we're going to be chatting with Magdiel Lopez about all things Photoshop, including all the new features. Magdiel, thanks for being here. We
Hey,
appreciate
thank you for
it.
having me.
Yeah, it's
Appreciate it.
awesome. Chat, I think you're going to really love Magdiel's work if you don't already know about his work. Probably do. But let's chat about the schedule for the rest of the day real quick, just so we know what we can look forward to. So after Magdiel and I, we're going to be here for some video streaming, and then we're going to finish out the day today strong with another Max challenge. So we're going to be creating a face mask with Kara Sykes, and I'll be there as well. So chat, if you're just joining us for the first time, give us a shout out in the chat pod. And Magdiel, maybe you can introduce yourself for all the people who don't know you yet.
Hey, yes. Nice to meet you guys. My name is Magdiel Lopez. I'm a digital creator and graphic designer. And I do a lot of different work, commercial and also for fun, which I think is like huge. Here's my Behance. You can take a look at some of my work here. I'm primarily known for my Poster a Day series, and you can see a lot of that work I post every day. You can see that on my Instagram. I'm gonna put it right here so you can see it as well. It's Magdiel and LOP. It's the first three letters of my last name. And here you can see, my Instagram, I update it more frequently. I do it every day. And today we're gonna be creating something new, using some of the new Photoshop features and also using some of the old stuff as well that has been improved this year. We're going to be working with this photo right here. I already did the work here, but this is an Adobe stock image. Something really cool that I love about this year's Photoshop is the ability. I'm going to turn it black and white so we can see that feature. It's a new neural filters.
Ooh.
And yeah, those are really cool. You can do so much with it. Honestly, it's like super surprising the things that you can do with it. But one of the things that you can do is that you can colorize an image. It works in really all images, and it worked in images like this as well. It's added some color to the skin. In other images, you can add, more color to the water and stuff like that. So you can do a lot of things. There it is. And the cool thing about the pen tool is that you can adjust it. You can keep adjusting it if you feel that you need to.
Yeah, I'm always impressed by people who use the pen tool in Photoshop. I feel like a lot of people are scared of it, maybe more scared than they would be in Illustrator. So yeah. I'm impressed by you.
Thank you. Yeah, the pen tool is really easy it's actually a really good tool for things that are like super precise, that you want to get the 100% there. So right now we're going to be adding a gradient to it as well.
Hey everybody, we are back from the technical difficulties. Magdiel, what have you been working on since we went down?
Yeah, so we had this image initially. We cut it out. After that, we added a background, which I'm going to add more, a lighter background so we can see what's going on back there. Cool. So let me add some blue to it so that I can keep showing what's going on.
Oh, wow. By the way, the chat is very excited that we're back. Hello, chat. Tammy Coker's in the house. What's up, Tammy?
I don't know what this thing is. Okay, there it is. Perfect. All right, so right now what I did is that I made a cut on our model that we have. Let me lighten this background as well so we can see it easily.
Well,
there it is. Okay, that's a lot easier to see. Okay, and then I came in with the pen tool and made a cut and made it a mask right here. So that's all we've done so far. One thing that I want to do is I want to go with the smudge tool, and I want to, go over hair a little bit to create. I'm doing this with the mouse right now, but you can do it with the tablet if you can.
What? This is so cool. I had no idea that's how you would make the movement in her hair.
Yes, so you can do a lot of movement, especially if you can connect your iPad to to your screen, you can use this really easily to create movement or to, you know, create more hair, or even this illusion of like movement. It's really cool, really simple to do.
Wow.
So see, it gives it like the illusion there's more texture, which is really cool.
Right. Do you usually do that? Do you connect your iPad like with Sidecar?
Yes, I'm working on a PC right now, but I do it when I'm working on the Mac. I do it that way, and it's a lot easier to do it with the pen tool than to do it with a mouse. I'm doing it right now.
Right. Nice.
But
I mean, we could do it on Photoshop on the iPad, not with the smudge tool, but maybe with like a soft brush.
Yeah, with a soft brush would work better. Yeah, we don't have the smudge tool yet on that, but with the brush, it'll work exactly the same way. Yeah, so after that section is done, what I want to do now is I want to start adding what would be the top of her head, and I'm planning on adding some stuff on top of that. So let's go ahead with the pen tool and let's add that surface on top. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to create 3 of them so that I don't go crazy. One is the actual head, and you would just imagine where her head would finish and go along with the outside of that. And let's paint that the same color as her skin so that we can have a reference there. And then we're going to do the same thing with the ears and the hair. So basically, it would be something like this. Planning on cutting out the excess hair there. And finishing it right is one of the most important things, to finish it going the right way there, so that it looks like it's going the right direction.
Oh, I see what you're going for now. Okay.
Yes, we're going to delete a little bit of the hair over here so it looks more natural. And now I think it's time to colorize it so that it looks like it's actually part of these. One thing that you can also do, this gives it away because there's so much texture here and change of color. The one thing we're going to need to do is to color pick from this section over here. And there it is. There's my brush.
Oh, nice. And what kind of brush are you using? Just like a big soft one?
I'm using a big soft brush, yeah. That is the best brush to like kind of do all this kind of like lighting and stuff. So you can use it like that. And one other thing that I wanted to do is do the same thing, but on top of the model. So the eye effect that we have here, I want to kind of get rid of it because it's too dominant. So gives you the illusion of too much. It needs to be a little flatter.
Right.
So so yeah, that kind of works. And the other thing that we can do is that we can add an effect to this. We make this a little bit less. There it is. And then we can grab this, duplicate it. I'm going to hide this right here, and we're going to add an effect, a bevel effect.
Oh.
To the edge of the face. Maybe something really small so that it feels more natural. Especially over here, you can see it on this side of the cheek. It looks a little bit more natural. Another neat trick that you can do is that you can come up here and make it all black and white. That'll help you really see where things are going wrong.
Right, that's a great tip.
Over here, for example, I can color pick this and play with it a little bit more.
Yeah,
more light on that side. Yeah, blend it a little more until you get the desired effect. I want to keep moving on So I know we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah, and right before you move it, no worries. Right before you move on, Yaron wants to know where you often find your inspiration, from within your own head, from outside of it.
Well, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I'm a huge Dali fan. So Salvador Dali is one of the painters that inspires my work the most. Surrealism, all of that. I really enjoy looking at what everybody's doing, not only on design, but for example, like I was looking a lot into makeup lately, makeup artists and stuff like that, and that kind of stuff inspires me as well, because it kind of opens the door that I don't usually go to, and it gives me new ideas that I can apply and I can play with. So I would say that I use a lot of inspiration. Just this morning I was listening to one of the speakers, and he was a tattoo artist, and he was sharing his story, and it's just so refreshing to listen to other people and see what they're doing, and it inspires you. So I believe anybody that you should listen to anybody that is doing this for a living. And that could give you a fresh perspective, even if it's not graphic design or whatever you're into. I think that's super useful. And look at the old painters. I love the old painters. Matisse with the colors and the idea of coloring, I think is great. So, okay, we're going to leave this right here like this.
Cool.
Going to, again, I'm going to save these. I'm going to group it, but I'm going to condense all of these together to just have it ready. Yeah, so that should work like that. That's perfect. And one thing that I like doing, I'll make another group right here. I keep things in groups sometimes when I don't have time to do masks and all of that, just so that I can go back and forth, One cool trick that you guys can do that people have asked me how I do it, and I have right here on one of my last reels that I did for Instagram. I did this image that looks kind of like has these colors on the edges of the model. Yeah. And a lot of people have asked me how to do that. So I'm going to teach you how to do that right now. It's pretty simple. Ooh. All you want to do is duplicate the image and then go to curves. And then you're going to like overly saturate this and play with this image until it does something like what it's doing right now. And you don't necessarily have to kind of go for the same effect all the time. The cool thing about this is that you can kind of play with it. So I like it. I like it where it is right there. And the other thing that I would do is that I would make this maybe a color mode, so that it has that kind of tint. And I will duplicate this and merge it again and repeat the same effect as well.
Oh, okay.
So nice. You want to keep, you want to keep doing it into something. For example, in that one that I just showed in my Instagram, it was kind of like this. It was softer and it looked, I don't know, kind of like it gives it like a really soft and cool look. But if you want to do something different, you can keep playing with it. You can do something rougher like this. And then you can also change it to, different green or anything really you want. In this case, I'm going to leave it like this. And the other thing that I want to do to it is that I want to create a mask and erase a little bit of the sections that I don't want to keep. I want it to be a settled effect. So maybe the sheen a little bit, bring it down.
Cool. So it's almost like she has this solar lighting on her and it's not all over her skin.
Yeah, it's like it's just like an accent kind of deal, because we're gonna add another really simple effect that I like using on my images as well, that I think you guys are gonna like, because it's something that everybody can do, and it's like it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if you're looking at the chat right now, but people are very excited about what you're showing them right now.
Yeah, I don't see the chat. So if you want to read any comments or questions, you guys feel welcome to ask anything. I'm trying to go pretty fast because I know we don't have a lot of time, and I would like to show these few things. But let me know, if you have any questions, if you want me to clarify anything, I'll be happy to. All right, so next, let's create this cool effect. I'm going to make this image a little warmer. So I'm going to add a little more color. And I'm going to add a little more, move it a little bit like this. You can also do this by doing the color balance, but I like it like this. I think it's solid like that. One thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn this back to black.
Oh, nice.
And I'm going to be playing with the background a little bit. I'm going to add another background just like it, put it on the back and change it to like a purple-ish color.
Wow, that's awesome. It looks like the ambient lighting is like bouncing off of her face from the background.
Yeah, so it gives you this kind of look, translucent. It kind of feels like it's all together in one image, which is what we're trying to achieve. Oh, I forgot to do something really important before I mesh these images, and it was add noise to her. Oh. But I'm still gonna do it now. You want to add noise to just the top part because her photo had noise already. So you want to kind of mash the noise. I totally forgot about that little step. So I was so eager to keep going, but
good catch.
Yeah. Don't forget to do that because noise gives a realistic effect. So it helps you kind of like blend the image together so that it looks real. Also, make sure your edges right here, like this one, are like taken care of. Like they follow kind of the natural flow of the face. These are all small details, but they, pays off to do them and do them right. I'm going to add some darkness to that's probably bouncing from the background back here, so that it looks more realistic.
Nice.
Yep. All right. So that works. Okay. Next effect. Let's do something fun and quick, and it's you want to create a new layer and start using colors that will contrast each other. Let's add a yellow as well.
What are you gonna do? I'm so excited.
Let's add a black and a white, and all we're doing is creating this pattern. You can also do this with the photo. It'll be a lot faster if you pick a photo that has a lot of texture already. But this works really well, and it's a really simple effect that you can use to give your image more texture. It'll make sense in a second, I promise.
I'm just here for the ride.
I know it looks pretty random right now. Yeah, you can add as many colors as you want to this. Let me what I'll do instead of like doing more of this, that I'll probably duplicate this.
Whoa.
There it is. All right, so we're gonna be using this, and then now we're going to go to filter liquify, and we're going to be liquifying some of this. In this case, I want to liquify only down and up, so that it gives this texture. It's kind of like dripping effect. You don't want to, in this case, you don't want to go crazy like this. You want to keep it. Oh, my computer just froze for a second. All right, we're back. I'm working with the big file as well. Yeah, all this liquify effects and all of these takes a lot of power. So make sure if we're going to be doing this to work with a smaller file maybe. All right, after you have this, the other thing that you have to do to create this specific effect is going to wave. And on wave, you get this little window preview here, but you can kind of play with it. And I'm going to spend some time.
Whoa.
playing with it.
Just looking at the preview, I'm already so excited.
Yeah, it's going to be cool, and we're going to be using it on her face. Again, this is one of those little cool effects that you can do all the time because it changes every time you do it.
And it looks very hand done. Like it doesn't necessarily look. Yeah.
And that's something that I love doing, is like grabbing something that I have control, like an image that I have control over, and doing something that's more organic that I don't have control over, and then trying to merge those two things together. I think that's a cool part of the process. I'm trying to do something here that kind of makes sense, and there's not so, I don't want it to be circular. I want it to go more up and down. I'm trying to find maybe that, and you can repeat this as many times as you want to create like a dripping effect. That's what I'm looking for. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to add this to our model and make it maybe color or hue or something like that. Yeah, color works.
Cool, love that.
Yeah, so that is just dripping on her face. Action. Yeah, so we're going to be using this one and cutting it out so that it's only on the front of her face on the other side. And again, even after you have this done, you can I want to cut it so that it's not. You can come in here and again play with the curves, because that'll change your result as well.
Wow.
As you can see, it'll add more or take away more. And it gives it, I want to do with the other one. And here, I'll show you another way to do this as well. You know what? I'm going to be moving. So I want one on her, on the bottom side of her lip, kind of like that. And then we're going to be making it black so that it disappears. And then we're going to paint it white with a brush so that we have more control.
Awesome. I can see the makeup artist inspiration coming through.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I've been doing a lot of iPad work lately. So I've been using a lot of been doing a lot of makeup stuff on the pieces that go well with the color behind. And that, it really makes a difference if you keep adding details like this to something. All right, that works. I think I want to change the color of these to work with that color scheme as well. We're working with. All right, I think that works as well.
Yeah, it's really starting to blend together. That's awesome.
Yes, and then we're going to be using another one to add up here. And you can do the warp here.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you're making like a warp mesh.
I'm making a warp mesh, yeah, which is something I think was added last year or so.
That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't really seen people use it. People usually just use Liquify, but this is a lot more kind of specific or scientific.
Yeah, because you can you really have control over you can add new points. And you can move specific parts, which makes it really cool and really interesting to use. All right, so that works right there as well. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm making a mask that I can control then by painting on top of this. One thing we could have done is leave all this separate so that it would be easier to mask. For the sake of time, I combined it all so that I could apply the effects all together, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And also I can go in here still and one of my 20th layers.
You know where it is.
Yeah, oops. There it is. Okay.
Nice.
Invert.
Nice and clean.
Yeah. And then we have to make this look all the same way.
Cool.
I'm going to also delete it a little bit because it's taking over too much visually. So maybe like that. Delete a little bit of it. All right, I think that works. In that sense, going to be adding, darkening it a little bit more. How much time do we have left?
We've got about 15 minutes, although I still need to talk about iPad, but that'll go real fast.
All right. So any questions so far? So what we're doing, let me know on the chat if you guys have any questions at all.
Yeah, people are not really asking questions, more just saying that this is awesome. But yeah, chat, please feel free to ask.
Just liking it. All right. I love that. Great. Yeah, if you want to do this effect less busy, so that it looks a little bit less crazy, you can also do it with less color. So the less of that, the little dots that I created, if you make, like 3 or 4 of them, you can really make it a lot cleaner than this. This is pretty out there, I would say.
It's a little bit.
A little bit much, but it almost looks like tribal painting or something, which is cool. So I'm going to be deleting a little bit of it so it's not taking over the graphics so much. Also masking the bottom of it. Right.
Cool. It's still there. It's still making a statement, but not so much.
Yeah, not so much. It was too much before.
Yeah. Khalif wants to know, where do you source your photos? I believe this one's from Adobe Stock.
Correct. Yeah. I'm using a lot of Adobe Stock lately. If you don't want to pay for your images, I think a place like Unsplash has really good images. And I believe also Adobe Stock has over 77,000 images that you can use for free.
Yeah, they just released a bunch of free ones.
Yeah, so there's a lot out there really that you can use.
It's always awesome if you can use your own images or like a friend's image, do a little collaboration.
Yeah, that's something that I always say all the time as well. It's like everybody wants to collaborate nowadays with Instagram. People want you to share their work, and you want them to share your work. So you can DM people and ask them, hey man, is it cool if we collaborate? I like this image that you have. And most times they'll say yes.
Yeah, that's great. Designers have good hearts usually.
Yeah.
Tammy wants to know, how long have you been designing?
I've been designing. What's up, Tammy? Tammy's Tammy's a friend of mine. I've been designing for, I started when I was 13 by myself.
Wow.
But then professionally, or like making money, I've been doing it for since I was 15. I'm 30 now, so 15 years.
There you go.
It's been a while.
Half your life.
Yeah, half my life. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that was my first job designing, is when I was 15. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a moon behind her, maybe right there, and I'm going to do an outer glow. I love using outer glows for the moon. We can make it normal for now. I think later on I'll probably change it to something else, but because it's black on the back. And I want to add these spheres. To the background.
Cool.
You know what? I'm going to make an executive decision right here and cut her head a little bit shorter.
Just gonna cut her head a little bit. No big deal.
A little bit shorter. Why not? The cool thing, this is what I tell people all the time with working with images, like people don't know what the original image looked like, So you can take liberties to do things that were basically outside of the script.
Totally.
And it usually works.
Yeah, and people don't, if they don't see the process, they don't see the quote unquote ugly stage either.
Yeah,
Although I don't think
yeah.
this has had an ugly stage, but you know what I mean.
I think this is it right now. This is the ugly stage. This head shaving part.
Yeah, she's getting a
Pretty
little bit
weird.
of surgery right now.
Pretty weird. Yeah. I want to make it flatter because I'm going to be making some spheres up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want it to look like they're falling. They will look like they're falling anyways, but
Right.
anyways, I'm going to be creating this group for that, and let's create the spheres real quick.
Cool. And then after you do this section, maybe I'll just jump into the iPad just for a minute, and then we can get back to this.
I love it. All right, so creating a sphere. Essential for the sphere to look realistic is to do a gradient inside of it. That would be a radial gradient.
Mm-hmm.
And we can direct it to where the light is coming from, which is probably somewhere around there. And we can add another color to these, of course.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't know that you can actually drag and drop the gradient while you're working on this.
Yeah, that's super useful. It's like the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then so a little bit of that. Move these like so.
Wow.
And I think that works for the sphere. Now we have to create a cool shadow. We're going to be using the same sphere and moving it. Why is it not letting me move it? I have to flatten it. There it is. All right. And yep.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be following the same, the head, kind of like the angle of the head.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Wow, this is very Dali. I can tell that he's an inspiration of yours.
Yes. Okay, one other tool that we can use here is the blur gallery. We can go to the field blur. This is really cool because you can see already how it looks kind of blurred. So you can move these up here and control the blur up there. And closer to the actual sphere, it's not going to have that much blur.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives it like a cool, realistic look.
That's awesome. And a little tiny detail that a lot of people wouldn't think to add.
Yes. Let's say yes to that. And then one other thing that we need is that the sphere has to have some shadow in front of it. So let's just add a brush stroke right here. That's really soft. And same thing, we're going to be using the same angle, placing it right there. And one of the things that you can do to make this shadow even more realistic is to create a mask and kind of erase the edge of it. Again, make the brush really soft.
Oh.
And once you do that, it'll look like it's fading away. So it looks a lot more realistic, which works. And then now, what I'm going to be doing is grouping these and just creating a few more of these using the same things. We already have them.
Cool. So while you're doing that, maybe I can pop over to the iPad.
Yes, go ahead
and just show it real quick. So Paco, let me know. Okay, cool. I'll just go ahead and do it.
Sounds great.
It's coming. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to chat about really quick Photoshop on the iPad. Lots of new improvements just released today. And I'll keep this quick, like I said, because we want to see Magdiel's awesome work. So a lot of the improvements are all about selection tools. So we have that awesome Refine Edge brush tool. It's funny that you added a moon in your design, Magdiel, because I have a moon in my very simple design. Yeah, so we can do refine selection super easily. Let me turn this off and show you super quick how we can go ahead and do that. I'm just going to add an image from my libraries. We're going to pick our Photoshop on iPad library, add our image, hit done, and in our selection tools, I'll just double tap on that. I'm just using my finger, not even an Apple Pencil. Select subject. And that'll do a pretty good job. But if we come here to more, we can do refine edge. And this is where I'm going to pick up the Apple pencil, handy dandy pencil, and just paint over her hair a little bit. She's also wearing this cool kind of teddy bear jacket. Maybe we'll paint over that a little bit as well. And it's that easy. So we'll just do layer mask, hit done. And then from here, we can clean it up ourselves just a bit. So if I come here with the brush, paint with black, we can erase what we need to. So if you were here for the keynote earlier, you've already seen all of this awesomeness. Another thing that was announced is that now everybody can go live from Photoshop on the iPad, from Illustrator. It's really awesome that we all have the opportunity to go live at this point. So if you want to do what Magdiel's doing right now and share your process with everybody, I'll show you how to do it. You just come up here to share. At the bottom, you'll see Livestream. And it's already connected to your Behance if you're logged in with your Creative Cloud. So you can add a description, and then all you do is hit start broadcast. And it's that simple. I'm not going to start streaming right now because that might cause a little bit of streamception, but we are going to really quickly check out someone who is streaming right now, her own process, Alicja Colin. She is an awesome paper artist, and she's actually doing a special Max stream right now. So I am going to share my screen again real quick and show you what Alicja is up to. So this is just Alicia's Behance page. And if you click her face, it says live, or you can come down here, click watch live stream. I think she knows we're coming, but if you want to go hang out on her stream after this,
to edit mode,
you can totally do that. I'm gonna do so you can tell that she's doing a lot of awesome stuff right now. There's Gus in there in the chat. So if you guys ever want to live stream, now you have the opportunity. Okay, let's go back to Magdiel because his workflow is very impressive and important to learn about. And we only have about 4 more minutes. So whatever you want to finish up in the next couple minutes, Magdiel, let's do it.
All right, so I'll just leave it like that then. Move on to maybe doing another one of these. Let's do that real quick. Move it right here, make it smaller maybe. And again, you can play with the shadow, each individual one of these to make it special and unique. Also, I added the texture on top of it. One final thing that I wanted to do is bring some of those elements that I had on Illustrator that I created earlier. And I'll bring these letters first.
Ooh, I love those star shapes.
Yes, and I have the star shapes that I created on Illustrator as well. So I'm going to drop this right here. Maybe send them to the background. Under that would be cool. Make a difference maybe.
Ooh, kind of fading into the background.
Yes, it's a difference. There it is. Yeah. And then we'll do the moon underneath so that it changes like that as well. That's looking cool. And then we'll do the little star shapes. Let's do this one for the center.
So you're just grabbing your vector shapes and just plopping them in Photoshop.
Yeah, and just throwing them up here.
Wow, cross-platform, cross-application workflow. I love it.
Yeah, it's this. I mean, Illustrator is so much better to create these little tools that you can use.
Mm-hmm.
So I created those there before I did this just because of that. And let's add these little flower as well. I'm gonna add that one too.
Very nice. I noticed that in your more recent posters, you've had these almost like psychedelic vectory shapes going on. I really like it.
Yes, and that, I mean, you can do that with the oil painting effect.
Oh.
So you can create using this effect that I show for the texture on the face.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can grab that and apply the oil painting effect, and that would give it like a super cool super cool look.
Wow.
Also over here, like once you're done, you can play with do a color that maybe makes more sense now. Contrasting that the top of the face.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can make a ton of options and argue with yourself for days which one's better.
That's just a problem that you're creating for yourself.
Yes. But I'll be sharing this final product here on my Instagram maybe tomorrow morning. So if you guys want to see, I'm going to be working on this a little bit more today. And if you guys want to see what that looks like, make sure you go check out my Instagram and make sure you leave a comment as well.
Yeah, it's a great time to segue. We have about a minute left. So maybe real quick, we could just show your starter image to see how far we've come, and then go ahead and plug your socials so we can all follow you.
Yeah. Okay. This was the starting image. We cut it. We did a ton of stuff with it. I wanted to do one more thing. Let me just add this circle right here. I'm sorry. I'm totally going off of script, but
that's okay.
I wanted to do this right here, real simple circle shape, and mask it maybe. Oops. Anyways,
I do that all the time.
We'll do it. Well, yeah, I did the selection before the mask. Yeah. Oh wait, I'll do it I'll do it so you can see it on my Instagram. So go check it out. Here's my Instagram. I'll share it. It's my name, Magdiel LOP, and I'll have it right here posted maybe tomorrow morning.
Cool.
For everybody to see.
Chat, definitely go follow Magdiel on Instagram. Ask any questions you might have that you didn't get answered on the stream. And that was an amazing power-packed hour, Magdiel. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm having so much fun with all the new Adobe stuff, and I look forward to the next one.
Awesome. Okay, chat, we're going to pop out of here for now. We'll be back in about 5 minutes for another live stream. So stick around. We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.